Cold calls. Who's terrified of doing cold calls? Oh, not that many of you then. Okay. Well, cold calls were the backbone of my business when we started. We did 200 calls a day. There was 3 of us working, and we literally hammered and called every single business, every single venue across the country that we could find. Now, we use these cold calls just to get your foot in the door. You're not looking to get a sale out of them. You're not looking to figure things out. If you're looking to do that, it's going to be super difficult. But a cold call, just to build a relationship. I need more coffee, obviously. So, cold calls just to build a little bit of relationship, just to get your foot in the door. Say you want to build a base. Now, a base is a very strong strategy you can use with cold calls. Say you're based in Bristol. You want to use your cold calls to build Bristol as your base. You want to call every single venue, every single manager, every single entertainment company, every single event planner. You want to call every single one of these in Bristol. There's probably about 5,000. There's a lot of them in Bristol as an example. You want to contact each of these, and you want to build rapport with each and every single one of these. That way, you're going to build a really strong relationship circle. If you get into a good relationship with these, then you can basically harvest all of it and basically go, you are the number one person for that community. Every single venue knows your name. Every single client knows your name. Every single event planner knows your name. They all know who you are. Now, with a cold call, I wouldn't say just call them and expect them to do something. Call them, you do the legwork. You call them, just say, can I come in for a meeting? Can I come and have a chat with you? Can I come and view your venue? Do it on the skies of, I want to make sure your venue is appropriate for my performances. You go in, you go and have a look around the venue with them. Maybe you're trying to sell them your aerial and fire performance. You're looking at the size, you're looking for rigging points. You're looking, is there a safe place indoors for fire performance? Is there a safe place outdoors for fire performance? You're looking at all these things. All the while you're doing this risk assessment, you're selling to them. You're constantly putting ideas into their head of what is a possibility within their venue. Now, with those possibilities, you can tailor these ideas. Say we've got this lovely venue that has a lovely open air hall, and then above it, there is columns and stages around the top of it. And we're like, we can do a perfect installation piece. We'll rig from them poles, we'll have harness performers coming down. You're constantly creating ideas in your head. You're creating buzzwords around them. Now, even if you're just getting in there with a venue, if you've got really good relationship with a venue, they're going to recommend you. Now, the idea with that is to get onto a preferred suppliers list. Some businesses have literal lists of people they will only work with. A lot of councils have lists of people they can only hire from. Now, with those lists, even if it's a theoretical list, even if it's a venue, you want to be at the top of their list. You want to be the only person they want to recommend. This might be as simple as you leaving a bunch of your promotional stuff in the front of their venue. You know, that sort of thing can help, but actually the wedding planner or the event planner physically recommending you and say, no, you're wanting that thing perfect. I've got the perfect guy. Look at that. Call them. That's the perfect thing. That's exactly what you want. And you're only going to get that through rapport with them. Cold calls, you may do 200 and get 10 people who actually want to have a meeting with you, but you'll get there eventually. If you're bored, rather than scrolling Facebook for an hour, you could do 10 calls on the way to the bus. You could do them on the bus. You can do them when you're traveling. Literally just Google, go on Yelp, go on whatever, and just search venues in Bristol, event planners in Bristol, wherever, and that'll work for you. Go on.
Is it worth hiring someone?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Work. Hi, Natalie. Yeah, basically it's a time versus value thing. Like, it's a lot of time. Doing cold calls is just a lot of time. You have to do a lot. It's a numbers game. It's the same that we learnt in door knocking. If you knock 200 doors, you're guaranteed 3 sales. And it's just a numbers game. You'll find those easy sales, and as you get better and better at it, you'll slowly figure out, actually, I can get 30 sales out of 200 doors. You'll figure out your niche ways into the angles of things. You'll figure out how to direct the phone calls. And with your phone calls as well, similar to whenever you're contacting someone for the first time, know who you're going to speak to at the other end. Don't just pick up the phone assuming this conversation is going to go well. You might go on their Facebook profile and like, their dog died this morning. They're not going to want to speak to you. So direct sales, this is different to direct marketing. Direct sales is literally the action of going and selling there and then. Now, direct sales is all about getting face to face with someone. Direct sales is very difficult over the phone. It's very difficult through emails. If you can get directly to an event planner, directly to a venue, it's going to be the best thing. Now, corporate fairs, wedding fairs are your perfect examples of where you can sell this sort of stuff. So there might even be a couple of like cabaret fairs and things like that, actually. I'm not too sure on that. But basically, if you can go to those events and you can have all your promotional material so in place that you can be selling then and there in front of them, that's perfect. Have a way that they can book then and there. Have a printed out booking form they can sign then and there. Direct sales is an art form in amongst itself. It's about reading people's emotions. You've got to use techniques like mirroring and understanding what angle they're coming from and relaying that back to them. Literally repeating what someone says to them back to them in a different way is a very strong sales technique. It's very, very useful. Mirroring their actions. If they're leaning up against something, you lean against something as well. If they're crossing their arms, you cross your arms. If they cross their legs when they're sat with you, you cross your legs when you sit next to you. This creates an instant relationship. Go on, Josh.
I read that these things are becoming so well known
that they might become useful. I think they have to be done subtly now. So, say someone is leaning against a post like this. I wouldn't mirror that exactly. I would lean against like this. See, slight variations make it less, a little bit more subtle. But yes, mirroring and things like that, sales technique like this, the similar with the 9 on the end, it is all becoming very well known now. So it is getting weaker. I still think it does work. I've always found it's very helpful in a situation, at least for easing tension as well.